Let me introduce you to this DYU e-bike. This is their D3F model, and who wants to pedal when you can have this 250 watt motor carry you along your way? Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you, and today we're gonna be looking at that e-bike right there. How cool. This is like the first dry day we've had in a couple of weeks. It is about 40 degrees out here, but we wanted to test out this bike. You know what? Enough talk. Let's get right into the review. Here we have our DYU e-bike unboxed. And well, assembly doesn't look too difficult. We have a couple of pedals, a seat, a fender, and really you're done. I'm gonna continue taking apart some of the packaging that's on the bike, put the seat on, put our pedals on, and test this out. They even went so far as to label the left and the right pedal, so make sure you put the right one on the right side, the left one on the left side. Just line up the pedal here with the hole, and you do screw this counterclockwise because that's just how the pedals go in. So you can start it out here by hand. They also do include a handy dandy little wrench to help you out. With both pedals in place, we're gonna open up the spot that locks in the seat, drop our seat in, lock that piece right back up. Now we're just gonna really lift up on our handlebar, standing it straight. With the handlebar upright, we want to lock it into place. Now it's ready to ride. We do have a fender we can put on the back, so we can do that next. To install the back fender, you actually loosen the screw and take it off. You put the fender on and put the screw right on. I'm actually going to opt not to install the fender, but that's where you put the back fender. Here's where your power plug goes. You use the proprietary charger that they sent with the unit. They did include a plug for Euro or the US market. It takes about 5 hours to fully charge. I do appreciate the integrated headlight, and you actually control this from the handlebar. Let me show you how that turns on. So the button right here that you use to control your cruise control also controls your headlight. So you make sure your e-bike is on, you push and hold for 5 seconds. That turns on your headlight, and of course to turn it off, you push and hold again, and it shuts off your headlight. Sadly, the brake is not as integrated. They actually just include this brake that you wrap around the back seat pole here. The idea is pretty simple. You wrap it around the pole and you just use this little S-hook to hold it in place. Once it is in place, you have a couple options. You push first and it just flashes red. You push it again, it's a slower flash. A third time is just the red light, and of course the fourth time it's back off again. The difference with this light is you are going to have to change the batteries when it goes dead, whereas the front light is integrated into the battery of the bike. I sure do love the portability of our DYU e-bike. It's a pretty simple install because it only collapses right here at the handle. So really we just bring this up, and there's a clip right here that we just squeeze into place. Now we're locked in. Here's our DYU D3F e-bike. You can see it boasts right there 14-inch wheels. Yep, they seem pretty small, but they do the job. Quick dimensions for this bike: it's 46 inches long, 38 inches tall, and 19 inches wide. Let's go over some of the controls. We turn it on right here, and you might not be able to see it, but our lights just lit up over here. We have a full charge. When you're riding, if you're cruising along, you want to keep it in cruise control, you just push that button to hold you in place. Can't forget this little bell. To get the e-bike to work, you actually use the throttle here and twist it, and now that corresponds with the wheel that's just spinning. So I appreciate with this e-bike that I can choose to either pedal just like I am now, which actually it's pretty decent, or I could put the e-battery gears into action and just ride the bike along. Woo! So tell me, what are your thoughts of this e-bike? Something interesting, not so much? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. For the most part, the e-battery actually carries me around here, except when I get to the grades like this that are above a 15 degree, then I have to utilize the pedals as well, but I'm also utilizing the throttle to make this an easier ride. This e-bike is equipped with a 250 watt motor. It does have a 10 amp hour battery. The cool thing is, on electric mode only, you can go between 15 and 20 miles. Now, if you're using the pedal assist, you can go between 26 and 30 miles. All that depends on the weight and height of the rider, but that's pretty sweet. Of course, when you're all done, you make sure it's off. You pull this lever back, collapse your e-bike, and there you have it. This thing weighs right around 38 pounds, so it's not too light, but it's actually manageable. In this video, we were looking at an e-bike by DYU, specifically their D3F. So what did I think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. It was right around $380. With my research, that was right around the price that I expected to pay for this type of unit. I should say that I didn't get this for me, I got this for my son because I'm way outside of the height limit and I'm right at the top of the weight limit, but this is perfect for that person right between that 4'10" to 5'10" range and onto that 260-pound range. It should be known that the distance your battery will take you also depends on your size. So if you're a smaller person, it's gonna let you go further, and if you're a larger person, you're not gonna get as much range. I appreciate that this thing is modular, that you could just bend down that handle and store it away for travel. That is pretty convenient. You can tell in my application, I was on an area that had a lot of hills and I did go for a couple of hours and that battery life stayed strong. I do think if you live in an area that's more flat, you're gonna get a lot more distance than I could get, but I was really impressed with how long it lasted even in my application. It should be noted that any slope higher than 15 degrees, you are gonna need to assist with pedaling. You cannot just ride it with e-bike, but anything less than that, the bike does a pretty good job tackling the hills. Although I did go off-road just a little bit, this is really meant for hardscape and pavement and not really for grass and off-roading, unless you want to use the pedal feature. That was my full review of the DYU e-bike. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by and I hope you have a great day. As per this review, this had 4.1 out of 5-star rating on Amazon. The people that didn't like it either had trouble with the shipping, parts were missing, or it was broken right out of the box. But the people that had high reviews said they just love it and it's exactly what they were looking for in a perfect price range. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of this e-bike. But you know what? I want to refer you to another video that I did recently, and it was on my auto transforming Grimlock. It was super sweet, especially for you transformer lovers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that review right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.